Hey, welcome back to the channel, and today I've got a really exciting video. At least I'm excited. And so I had a mail call yesterday, and I got this wonderful knife in the mail. It's a vintage knife. Dates to the 1935, right around there. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful Remington knife. But this is a really rare knife. If you'd like to hear why and take a look at this fantastic piece of history, go ahead and check out the video.
Sawyer, go feed the monkeys! Go feed the monkeys! Go over there! Go over there and they'll stand on you. Go over!
No! He's so happy.
Hey, welcome back to the Fortified Castle. Hi to all my viewers. Try to ignore the eye candy in the back there. Whoa, there's two trays. Two trays. Okay, that's for another video. Today's video is going to be on these knives right here, but one in particular. So first let me say I was going to announce a giveaway this week, and I put that on hold probably till Saturday. I'll come out with a video Saturday and probably announce it on Saturday, because I just don't want to deal with all the information I have to put out there concerning the video right now. And so what I want to talk about right now is this knife. Really, really special knife, and a knife I think is rare, and we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so let's talk about the knife first. So what we have here is a 3 3/8 inch peanut, and you can see it has a natural genuine jigged bone, pocket worn in the best way over the decades. And so you get nickel silver bolsters, nickel silver shield, nickel silver pins, brass liners. Here's the other. Look at the character on this other side. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. So when I got this knife, I put a little bit of oil on it. I'll be putting more oil on it. I don't like to soak my knives. I don't want to crack this bone. It's really old, and so I just put a dab on there and I let it soak in, and once it soaks in, I'll put a little more in there. But this bone is so old, I want to rehydrate it. But look at the fantastic character on this knife. It's in excellent condition. Well, okay, for its age, you wouldn't really say this is in excellent condition. You would say this knife is in very good condition. We'll see that when we look at the blades here. So let's do that. And there's your clip blade. Haven't done anything to this knife to clean it up. There is maybe a 1/4 inch missing off of this knife. And so somebody in the past has reprofiled that clip on here and done a really good job on that. You can see right there, nice and clean. So yeah, it's a 1/4 inch blade of it is missing. You can see there's some bowing here, but overall the geometry on that knife is really good. You can see it's not terribly rusted inside the French nail nick there, or long pull. That's the other side. Swedge only on one side. And there's, let's look, see if we could get that in. There's the Remington Made in USA stamp on it. Good walk and talk. Little click there. little bit of a gap there. The back spring is rounded over. It's nice and smooth. I'll talk about the quality of this knife in a minute. This is your sheep's foot blade. A lot of wear on that sheep's foot blade. You can see some grinding here that has gone on with it. Let me see if I can wipe off some of this oil put on there. There's the other tang stamp. All tang stamps are marked. Fairly typical on a knife this age. Not bad blade geometry though. Maybe 20% of the blade is missing there. Well used. And then here is your other blade. I think this was a pin blade on here. And you can see your other Remington stamp there. No, made in America. You always take your main stamp when you have multiple blades and they're marked. You always take the main blade, which is usually on your show side here on the right hand side is your main blade, but it's also usually the biggest blade. Now, some knives, the blades are opposite end, they're equal. In that case, it's going to be on the show side when you have a shield into the right. But that's the main stamp right there. It's very common for knife manufacturers to use a different stamp on the other blades. So that's the 3 blades. Operates just fine. Good walk and talk on this knife. So that tang stamp right there would date this knife between 1933 and 1935. So you're looking at a knife that is 89 years old, 87 to 89 years old, and it's a Remington. Remington made a fantastic knife. The later Remingtons, after DuPont bought them in 1933, weren't quite as good as the original ones that were made by Remington Company, but they were good knives, I think, throughout. And yeah, let's talk about what's so special about this knife. So first off, this is a dogleg knife. And so a dogleg is a serpentine pattern. You have kind of a normal profile on the tail here, and on the head, it kind of curves to one side and is wider than the tail. And if you turn the knife over, it kind of looks like a dog's head, and so that's why they dog leg. So that's why they called them dog legs. You can see it here in this Utica. It's exaggerated. The other thing you see is it looks like the swells pointed the other way on this one, and this way on that one. It doesn't matter what way the swell points to, it's still a dog leg in this pattern right here. It's a very unusual pattern. It's so unusual that it's kind of scarce. And so dog legs, pre-1940 dog legs, are really scarce to find. It's very hard to find a pre-1940 dog leg. This is a case. It's from 1965, I think this is. Yeah, it's a case. Except, so this is 1940 to 19. This tang stamp ran 1940 to 1964, but the red bone puts this date closer to the 50s on this knife. It probably dates to the 50s. Beautiful red bone case, dog leg. Now this is a 6207 pattern. You might be familiar with that pattern as a mini trapper. And the same pattern right here from Case, but they were jacks up until late in the 80s. Case put a spade blade on them and called them a mini trapper, but they were always a dogleg jack. And that's what they are now. They're a dogleg jack, but they call them mini trappers. And you can see the difference. A trapper is really not a dogleg. It's not even serpentine. If you look at this trapper, it comes from a small, it kind of looks like a dog leg, right? Because you have a normal tail and you have that dog leg swell here, but it's not a serpentine pattern. You can see they swell out towards the middle and then they curve around. And actually, if you set this on a flat surface, very, very little of this is actually straight. You can maybe see that in the picture. So the standard trapper, for Case at least, is actually a curved jack. And you can see here, this is a Bulldog brand, and you can see it's a true dog leg. And so you have this swell in, and then bulls out, and then swells back. And then you have the larger head of the knife right there. And you can see, similarities in the dog legs. Now, Schrade's trapper was more like this. This looks more like a Schrade trapper. But any jack that has a spade blade, or not just a spade blade, a skinning blade and a clip blade, is a trapper. But this would be a dogleg trapper. That's how you would call that. So the point I'm trying to make here is simply that, one, this is a very scarce knife to find a dogleg before 1940. And secondly, it's a Remington. So that is, Remington went out of business in 1940. So true Remingtons, not the remakes done by Camillus, are pretty scarce also. But what makes this knife so interesting is the 3 blades. You see that? Did you catch that when we first started looking at it? Did you realize that, hey, that's kind of special, right? Every dog leg I've ever seen has 2 blades on it, okay? 2 blades. This is another one from that era, 1930s era. It's a Utica, and it's 2 blades, okay? So it's very, very strange to have 3 blades on a dog leg. So in this configuration, this knife is a Stockman. So this is a dog leg Stockman. You have your clip blade, you have a spade blade, and you have a sheep's foot blade or a pin blade. I don't think this was a pin blade. It probably was a spade blade on there, and that's your sheep's foot. So this is a dog leg Stockman, and it's rare. I have never seen in any book, manual, on the internet, anywhere, I've never seen another 3-blade dog leg. Now I have seen Jim Parker in the 80s produced a dog leg Stockman just like this. Maybe he had come across this knife. Maybe that's where he got the idea. I don't know, but that's the only other three-bladed dog leg I've ever seen. Jim Parker made one. But yeah, just a really rare knife. I picked this thing up for $37 on eBay. Nobody else wanted it. That's hard to believe. And it just blows me away sometimes when I can, especially on eBay, when you could get a knife like this, a rare knife in really good condition, 89 years old, for $37. You know, yeah, it's not $1 from a dollar bin. It's not $5 on a flea market. That would have been great if I could have found it like that. But, you know, just to be able to have this knife is really special for me because I'm a knife collector. Now, maybe it's not really ringing your bell, but it is a really cool knife. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I appreciate all your support. And Saturday we'll go ahead and put out the giveaway video. Also, you may have noticed I have a sticker now. Yes, after 2 years, I finally have a sticker. I get around to it, you know. What do you think? So, yeah, pretty cool. Thanks again, guys. We'll catch you in the next video.